Greetings, fellow time travelers. Welcome back to the Prologue world for episode 77. This is going to be kind of a take two for this one. I'm going to try to talk about the topic that I had in mind for the previous episode that got botched. Episode 76, guys, it was completely botched because I accidentally looked at an Enderman that was like standing right there. And then I died. I failed to fight him off. I died right in my own house. But I'm still kind of grieving that loss. I'm going to be on the lookout now. I'm going to be deliberately trying to engage these guys in fights, trying to redeem myself. Because now I feel like I'm a failure now. I really feel terrible about having lost to an Enderman the second time. I mean, this is the way that the Nameless world ended. I died to an Enderman. And in that world, I didn't keep playing it like I did in this one. In this world, I'm going to just keep playing it. This is hardcore-ish Minecraft. I already died twice. This is already my third death. Do I have a sign? I need to put a sign up on... Oh, where's my... There we go. I do have a sign. I'm going to go ahead and put a sign up on the spot. I do mean to remain accountable. I don't back up my saves in between episodes. I do... Like, I will show you guys my deaths when that happens. I'm not going to pretend like it didn't happen. It happened right here, so I'm going to just go ahead and put the sign up over here, because that's approximately, I was standing right here, that's close enough. And I'm not going to build another obelisk, because it happened within my freaking house. So this house is now also a death site. It's a murder scene. I got slain by an Enderman right here. R.I.P. Third life. This happened on day. Do I do parentheses? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I want to do parentheses. Day 252, and this happened on March 7th. That's the day I'm recording this. I record way ahead. If you guys are new to this, there's a time dilation effect going on. We're time travelers on this channel. Slain by Enderman. Do I just want to put an end? Because that's not going to fit on the sign. I don't think that's going to fit on the sign. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do RIP, and then. Oh man, you can't. You can't like move. You can't move the lines down. Third life. Let's do it like this, and then have that there, and then now let's do it. All right, let's do the. There we go, something like that. I do like to have the parentheses. Well, no, that's really not necessary. I'm sorry. I'm extremely an extremely indecisive person. If you guys don't know me. I just know, I know that I used to put parentheses around the day counts, and for some reason, in various locations, and previously, in various spots. I used to think that made it look better or something. But no, there isn't really any good reason to do that. I'm not sure why I was doing that. Alright, yeah, so this is going to be the site of, this is going to be my grave site for my third life, and I'm going to try to not die a fourth time now. This is hardcore-ish Minecraft, so I still have the angry hearts going on, because what I do is I just cheat to reincarnate myself. There's an Enderman there. He's ready. I can go ahead and try to redeem myself right now, and try to fight him off right now. Let's do it. I would really like to. So the idea, the way to fight Enderman, I'm still going to be very cautious about this. I kind of don't really want to do this at night while there's all these other mobs around. I want to go ahead and kill off all the other mobs. I'm just going to go ahead and sleep now. Oh, I have my easy access bed right here. I'm gonna just keep engaging the Endermen now for the rematch, because I'm really pissed off that he killed me. So I wanna prove to myself that I'm capable of fighting one off. I do have my second shield now on me. So I'm going to try to do that before I get back to the actual topic. I'm trying to talk about beta Minecraft, about reasons why I don't think Like my issues with beta Minecraft. I have some issues with it. And perhaps it's since I got killed immediately in the episode that I tried to talk about it. Perhaps that's like bad luck. Perhaps this is kind of like a cursed topic now that I really shouldn't be talking about. Like I don't really. I'm not trying to start any drama. Okay, I'm not trying to like taunt the beta Minecraft players. All right. Well, there's no more mobs, and I'm not seeing the Enderman anymore. I'm not going to get carried away looking for him like I did for the second half of the of the previous episode. Yeah, I don't see him around. All right, well, I'll be ready for him. I'll be ready for him when he comes back. I'm going to be all prepared. I think I have dirt in this chest. Yes, I do. All right, well, I guess I'm just going to continue digging then for now. I do want to keep my cobblestone in the house because I do end up using the cobblestone a good bit. I'm going to go ahead and kill this spider. I don't really have much string on me. It's a pretty good to have string. Oh. Yeah. Oh, and I'm running out of food. I need to. Well, wow, I'm glad I noticed that. That would have been a terrible Enderman fight. I would have definitely died a fourth time, right after dying a second time. Oops. Sorry about that. Accidentally clicked a button I didn't mean to click. So yeah, this episode, I'm going to be trying to talk. I have a very interesting topic in mind for you guys. And I am going to go ahead and publish the previous one too. I was debating whether or not to just keep it unlisted because it was so botched that I'm not sure. I was worried that people might not actually, that it was just a terrible episode that I should just keep unlisted, that I shouldn't even let the algorithm promote it because it was just so botched. But no, I'm gonna feel like I'm being not upfront enough. Like I don't want to feel like I'm hiding the reality of how bad I am at this game to any capacity. You know, I want to be very upfront about that. About like, yeah, it's hardcore-ish Minecraft. It's no longer hardcore Minecraft. Not even close at this point. Now it's like I died 3 times in this world. Where's my cobblestone? Is it in this chest? It is in this chest. Yeah, I'm gonna keep my cobble in here for now. And the coal. Do I have that over here? I do have that over here. All right. All right. I need more. I'm gonna need more shovels while I'm here. Let's go ahead and make some more shovels because I'm gonna be digging a lot of dirt. And if I see another Enderman, I'm gonna try to engage him. I'm still gonna be cautious. I'm gonna approach the Enderman fights very cautiously. I need to drop off the zombie flesh because, like, I'm going to try to make sure that I do have a place to go before I engage him in a fight. And if I do accidentally trigger one, I'm going to immediately click the escape key and figure out my best plan of action. I need to basically figure out where I can go to run away to, where I can run away to. But I don't want to have a bunch of Enderman holes, like a bunch of little holes all over the place, for the sake of having a safe space to run away to when I'm trying to run from an Enderman, because they don't look good. So I'm gonna just try. I'm gonna try to, like, best thing you can do, I think, is just to throw water down, because that will keep him far enough away. And it's still tricky because the problem with this is, unless it's a completely flat space like this, water is going to want to, like, here, I'll demonstrate. Like, if I throw it down here, for example, it's not going to, like, see this space over here. Well, it didn't get to here because the water is going to flow towards the spaces, the spots where it can run off to. So it's kind of tricky to make sure that you're just going to be surrounded by water everywhere because of that dynamic, because of the way the water, it's still, like, I'm not even sure exactly how that works, but, like, sometimes, like, if I throw it down over here, it's just going to flow in that direction. So unless you're in, like, flat space, you can't really do that because you're still going to, like, it's not going to form this neat shield of water all around you, because the Endermen are afraid of water, so it's going to keep them at a distance from you. So that's probably. And then after that, you could, like, make a hole in the ground or something like that. Do something really simple to keep yourself safe, at least a little bit more safe, you know, than you otherwise would be. So that's kind of the plan of action. I'm gonna try to just run out to here where I have lots of flat space, and I'm gonna throw water down. If I can't, if I can, I'll just run into the house and try to get away into the house, and then do the same thing, because you don't have enough time to put a bunch of dirt blocks above you when you're being chased by an Enderman. You're going to be very lucky if you have enough time for that. So I'm not planning. That's not a good plan of action for how to avoid getting killed by the Enderman once you've triggered him. Especially if he's already taken a hit on you. Like if he already hit you once, you are in danger. You need to freaking run and find some safety. But anyways, I really wanted to talk about beta Minecraft today. I've done a lot of research on this. I consider just not talking about, like, scrapping the entire topic, because I do feel like it's a bit risky talking about it, because I don't mean to offend anybody. I don't mean to offend the beta Minecraft players, because I am going to say some things that might rub people off in the wrong way. Because it's slightly disparaging, I suppose, to say that people are being disingenuine. I don't think everyone's like that. I don't think that's everyone that's in that space, that's in the beta Minecraft YouTube space. So I do think that there are a lot of people that do genuinely, sincerely, thoroughly enjoy playing in beta Minecraft. I kind of, to start off with, I'm just going to sort of carve around the space that I want to keep. Because I don't want to shovel this entire hill down over here, but I do want to shovel a lot of this. Like, I want to shovel basically all of this dirt down. So I'm going to just sort of go around the space that I want to shovel down as I'm doing this. And that's what I'm trying to do in the game while I'm talking about this. So yeah, I don't mean to. I'm not trying to offend anyone, but at the same time, I suppose it is somewhat offensive to say that people are being disingenuous, right? But as I said, I don't think it's everybody, and I would really like to talk to you. If you are a beta Minecraft player and you do feel like you have issues with what I'm about to say, if you watch this and you think that I'm wrong about this, I really mean no offense, and I would be very curious to hear from you if you want to like double down on some of the reasons that people give for why they play beta Minecraft. I would love to hear from you. Basically, my contention is a lot of the reasons. Like I've watched like 5 videos on this, preparing for this video. I've watched like 5 different people trying to explain why they like beta Minecraft, and the vast majority of the reasons, I don't think that they're legitimately good reasons. I think that they're like false rationalizations. I kind of would like to get a stone block to fill this space, because I don't really like how that looks there. It's kind of out of place. I kind of just want no texture whatsoever in here. This doesn't look fitting there. Sometimes I like a little bit of texture, but not when it's like a single block like that. That just looks like it's not supposed to be there. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that real quick right now, actually, before I forget. So I have many points to make. I have like more than just an index card. I have like a full sheet of paper in which I laid out all of my talking points that I want to make about this. But yeah, I did want to start off saying that I don't mean to be offensive, and maybe there isn't really any way to do that. Maybe I'm just automatically being kind of offensive, trying to say that people are being disingenuous. I don't think that's everyone. The thing is, like, I think that the reasons people give aren't like, they strike me as not really valid reasons, because, well, I'll get into it. I'll go through it one by one, and there are like a couple of reasons that I can think of that do strike me as valid reasons, and I'm going to go into that. And one of them, nobody talks about it, but I think beta Minecraft makes great creepypasta content. There is this sense of, it really fleshes out the sense of liminality in Minecraft. Am I recording? I am recording. I just wanted to make sure. I wasn't sure. It really fleshes out the liminal aspect of Minecraft, because there is a sense of a purgatorial kind of feeling to beta Minecraft, because it's like, it's a blast from it, because it's something that's unfinished, that was in development. It's like it captures the way the game felt before it was released, when it was still in development, and there is this purgatorial liminal sensation to it. And I do think that that makes for great creepypasta content, for like if you're trying to record videos that are like the horror genre of the Minecraft, try to flesh out the Minecraft as a horror game by recording in beta Minecraft. I think that it's great for that, and I think that is a very legitimate reason to be playing in beta Minecraft. But that applies to YouTubers. That applies to people making videos of it, right? So that's not like the people that are playing beta Minecraft. I mean, I guess if you kind of like that horror, that sense of the horror, liminal space horror game, and you kind of like Minecraft for that reason, then I suppose beta Minecraft, like I could see how that could be appealing to you for that reason, because it is kind of like that, and perhaps to a greater extent than regular Minecraft. The thing is, I do think that regular Minecraft, like modern release Minecraft, also has that sense to it. Also feels kind of like that. Like there's already that aspect of the game, and I guess as long as they stick to the way that Minecraft, to the way that Minecraft feels, I don't think that's going away. I think that it's always going to feel like kind of like it's a liminal horror game. I mean, there's always you're in so much danger all the time, especially if you're like trying to play in hardcore mode. And I still thoroughly enjoy playing in hardcore mode. The reason I'm not playing in hardcore mode anymore, this is hardcore-ish mode, is because it's just I feel bad about having to talk about the same things over and over again, because it's hardcore mode with commentary. Like the way that what I'm trying to do in this series, I try to talk about like philosophical matters or like intellectual subjects. All right, well, I kind of carved everything out that I need to. I guess over here, now this is like the last thing that I need to carve away. I guess I'll go ahead and do that before I proceed with the rest of all of that. So like I do think that is a valid reason that makes sense. That reason makes sense to me, but nobody mentions that. Nobody talks about that. I haven't seen anybody talking about that reason, like that it's a good creepypasta content. In any of these videos I made. And once again, I want to really emphasize this. I placed a like on every video that I watched in preparation to this video, this episode. So I really don't mean to come off as if I'm trying to stir up some kind of drama with beta Minecraft players. I do think that it is a bit of a grift. Like I think that there's a lot more people playing beta Minecraft to make YouTube content, because frankly I think it's easier to do in beta Minecraft. The bar for what's considered acceptable, not acceptable, I mean, everything's acceptable, but the bar for what's considered to be like viable content is lower for beta Minecraft, just because there's a lot less to the game, there's a lot less blocks to work with, that it makes it, I think it's easier to do, and I do think that there is a fairly large niche, like it's a very large niche in the space of what people watch on YouTube that's like Minecraft related, So it's a pretty big like subset like Minecraft as a Minecraft like subculture, right? But I do think that it's mostly just the YouTubers. Like I have a hard time. I have a hard time imagining that there's really all that many people that aren't YouTubers that play beta Minecraft. I think that a lot of people like to watch beta Minecraft content, perhaps, but not really. Like it's hard for me to believe that there's really a lot of people playing beta Minecraft. Apparently among the ones that do, they like to watch the YouTubers that make beta Minecraft content, because it is a pretty big niche. I was literally like another YouTuber suggested to me that I switch over to beta Minecraft just because it it generates views just because it's good content. It's like more viable. I think that the reason is because it's just easier. It's just it's a bit of a cop out, and nobody talks about that reason because that might make them look kind of bad, right? People don't want to admit to that, but I think that's a really big part of it. But anyways, I want to go through one by one all of the reasons that I heard people mention when they try to rationalize, when they try to, like, in these videos. I've watched like 5 videos, and these are the reasons that people give. And probably the biggest reason people give, one of them is, at least, is that it forces creativity. That because you have so many fewer options, it forces you to be more creative, right? So I think this is not a valid point to make, because while it is true that yes, it does force you to exercise, to try to come up with other ways you can make things, you can, like, to invent new ways, to figure out ways of doing things, to make things look right, or to make things look appealing, or just to have some kind of innovation, where, like, to create furniture in Minecraft. I do think that it is true that it kind of does force creativity. I don't think it does that to any greater extent than regular Minecraft, than non-beta, than release Minecraft, because that's still a thing. That is still you're still end up having to innovate. There's still no furniture. We don't have tables and chairs. We still end up having to use signs and stuff to make chairs or whatever. Or, like, there's still plenty of space, of room for innovation, for creativity. Like, regular Minecraft still forces you to exercise your creativity, and you just have more options. You have more. There's more to work with. So I don't consider that a valid point, because I think it applies just as well to regular Minecraft. That just having a smaller palette, I don't think that forces creativity to any further extent than having a larger palette does. And besides, it's not just hard. It's like, to a great extent, it's just not even possible. Like, the range of things that are possible is so significantly limited that I think it's just an arbitrary, like, it's a very arbitrary, like, limitation. It's akin to using a set of Crayola markers. It's like being restricted to only drawing with Crayola markers. Like, if you're trying to be an artist, but you only have Crayola markers. I never restocked on my food. I need to get more food. I should really do that, because I might end up triggering an Enderman any time, any point. And I shouldn't be out here with just one bread on me. I guess I need to revisit my farm. Why am I inside, though? Why did I go inside? Well, I guess I can drop off the cobblestone. I'm trying to avoid, filling this chest in with dirt. Although I guess it wouldn't really hurt. Yeah, it doesn't really hurt. Screw it. I could at least do that to some extent. There's still more space in it to be filled. I was gonna see. I don't think I have wheat over here. No, I do not have wheat over here. I'm still keeping all of my wheat in the farming chest. I have plenty of apples. Now I'm just hoarding the apples at this point. So yeah, I don't think that it's a valid point that it forces you to be more creative. You still get to exercise your creativity to plenty, just as much. And so I don't think that it's any different for beta Minecraft than for regular Minecraft. Like, you have a smaller path. There's just fewer things that you can do with the palette. And the other thing is, I don't like the palette. It doesn't actually enable, like, the blocks don't. Even the smaller, the blocks. I mean, people say that the blocks all go well together. Like, you don't have to think about trying to match palettes and stuff. So I think that's kind of true, but also, like, you don't even have the option of making blocks look good. Like, they just don't look as good because you have so many fewer options of, like, the way the regular, like, the blocks, the old blocks not only look bad with the new blocks. Like, you could use old blocks. Like, the textures are a part of the game. You could just use the a texture pack that comes with the game and have the old blocks, the old textures, and play modern Minecraft with old textures. But the problem is, you're going to run into the problem of the old textures not looking very good when they're next to the newer textures. But the problem is, even when that wasn't the case, when the old textures were all there was, I don't think they really looked very good with each other. So even then, even when you're restricted to exclusively the old textures, I don't think they look all that great. Like people say that they like them better, perhaps like for the nostalgia aspect of it. I disagree with that. I do not think that the old textures look better, even if you're not taking into consideration that they don't look good with the new textures. Like even from just having old textures with other old textures, I don't think it looks good. I think they just were not really all that great. I'm coming from the perspective of having played. Like I started playing Minecraft in beta Minecraft, so I remember what it was like, and I don't feel any kind of nostalgic urge to like revisit those time periods because when I did play, like I remember that time period, and I remember wishing that like I remember wishing that Minecraft would update, and I really wanted everything to change. I wanted more content. I wanted more build space. So I was really looking forward to all of the innovations that came along. Man, I need more shovels. I didn't make shovels. I need to make more shovels. Here, I'll do it over here. And I also need to be stockpiling wool. Let's do that while I'm over here. It doesn't take long, because there's going to be deep dark when I do actually get to actually going down into the caves. There's going to be lots of deep dark down there under the mountain. So I should be coming over here and shearing these sheep every now and then, and just gradually building up my stockpile of wool, because you need wool for the deep dark. And shovels. Let's make some more shovels. So yeah, I don't think that that it forces you to be more creative. I think that you're still just being as creative as you would otherwise be in regular Minecraft. It lowers the bar for what you, because the range of things that you can do is so limited. Darn it! Now I forgot to drop off the sugarcane. The range of what you can do is so limited that it makes it feel like you're like it's less like you're not having to like compete with other channels, or like with other creators, because other people are like so much more, do much more complicated builds or whatever. But it's not, you don't have to. That's only if you have like this competitive mindset to begin with. Like I don't care. I build stuff out of planks and not texture anything. And get slain by Endermen over and over again. Man, those sheep really grow their wool like almost immediately. Look at that. They're already back. Like you don't even need a whole lot of sheep just because they grow wool so fast. Wow. All right, let me go ahead and shovel down some more dirt. I'm just getting started on this topic. So I think it's a bit of a cope to say that it forces you to be more creative, because you're being more creative with it makes it look like you're relatively you're able to relatively be like it makes it easier to kind of, I don't know, just stand out or something like that. Like the bar for what's considered impressive. There we go. The bar for what's considered impressive is lower for beta Minecraft, and I think that's appealing to people. So let me go ahead and move on to the next point. The next point. So people talk about simplicity a lot. The beta Minecraft 1.73, it was simpler back then. There were because we have fewer blocks to work with, that makes the game simpler. I think this is just complete baloney, because the reality is there is no pressing need to utilize any of the new blocks. You could keep it simple in modern Minecraft. There's nothing that the game doesn't really care if you don't have to progress but proceed with all of the achievements and everything. Like you have more blocks to work with, but there's no pressing need to utilize them. So it's entirely a perceptual kind of sentiment. Like it might feel simpler, but you don't have to take advantage of any of the new features of Minecraft. So you could keep it very simple anyway. So once again, I don't see that as a valid reason. It doesn't really make sense. Now, the good reason that's kind of related to this that I do consider to be a valid reason is completionism. People mention that it's easier if you have a completionist mentality to it, where you feel like you do want to utilize every block that's out there. You want to have a stockpile of every block that's available. Okay, that actually makes sense to me. If you have like this completionist mentality, then it does kind of, because the amount of blocks that are out there in modern Minecraft is enormous. So if you do have that mentality where you feel like you want to experience everything, you want to experience all that the game has to offer, then yeah, it makes sense that playing the game when there's with the restrictions of that beta Minecraft entails, it does kind of make it easier to achieve to get everything that there is in the game, to feel like you've mastered the game, that you've done everything, you're doing everything that the game has to offer. You're taking advantage of all of the blocks that are out there. That is much easier to do in beta Minecraft, and that point makes sense to me. I'll grant you that. That is a very valid reason if you have that completionist mentality. That said, I think that there's a limit to that. Like I think that even like after, like I remember playing beta Minecraft and just feeling like I was just really wishing that there was more to it. Like it felt like I was getting burnt out with the limited amount of stuff that was available to me. Then again, like there's still like an infinite amount of stuff you can do even with just beta Minecraft. So that's something like I could see where you can make the case that, well, it's already sufficient. Even with those limitations, there's still an infinite amount of things you can do. You could just play beta Minecraft indefinitely, forever, and never run out of things that you can do. But doesn't that kind of contradict the completionist point? You know, because then, well, if Minecraft is infinite anyways, you can't really ever complete the game. You'll never run out of things to do, even in beta Minecraft. It's just that at least you can feel like you have every block that's out there, even though like you'll never run out of things that you could do. At least you can feel like you have everything at your disposal that the game has to offer, to then proceed with playing the game indefinitely. Exercising your creativity with building more stuff. The thing is, I think that the larger palette of modern Minecraft enables more things that you could do with your creativity. Like, I don't think that it represses your creativity. I don't see how having less to work with is somehow makes you more creative. Like, I think that it does force you to use your creativity, just not to any greater extent. And I do think that it's like having more available at your disposal does enable you to use your creativity, to exercise it to a more not like I don't want to say a greater extent, because like it's still like creativity isn't really quantifiable. It's qualitative, so it's hard to say that you get to be more creative with a wider palette. There's more possibility. There's more potential of what you can use your creativity to do. You can do more things with your creativity, right? But I'm not trying to say that you're going to be any more or less creative that way. I could definitely see how a person could be more creative but still insist on restricting themselves with the limited palette of beta Minecraft. It's all right. I already said this 5 times. I need to move on to the next point. So yeah, the simplicity aspect, I can understand it if you're a completionist. All right, but beyond that, I think that's also, it's kind of cope. Like the reality is, like you can keep it simple in modern Minecraft. It's just it doesn't look as impressive. And it's harder to make I'm very unashamedly unimpressive on this channel. I don't care because I'm not trying to make money from this. So I can completely understand that if you are trying to make money and you don't feel like you can don't feel like you can compare, like you don't feel like you can ever like live up to like the YouTube standards of like texturing and detailing and building things in creative mode to figure out how to do them, how to make things look right and all of that. If you feel like you can't really live up to those expectations, but in beta Minecraft, because the bar is so much lower for what's considered impressive, I can completely understand that. It's just that they don't talk about that. That's not, you're not going to hear people admit to that's a big reason for why they're rolling with beta Minecraft. But I think that is a big reason. I would strongly suspect that that's a big reason. So, all right, enough about that. I think I've made my point. The next point I have is the next thing that people mention is that because there isn't a whole lot to achieve in the game, because the amount of things that you can do in the game is so limited, the game feels more aimless, and that enables you to sort of focus on the building and not really concern yourself with the game progression. And once again, in the same exact way that I think the previous point wasn't really legitimate, I think this point is also not really legitimate, because Minecraft it never was that way. There is more available to you, there's more content out there, but there's no pressing need to pursue that content. A case in point is the way that I play this game. I do not care how long I take to get even to the Nether. I still never even made it out to the Nether, and I don't care. I take this game as slow as I feel like. It just doesn't matter to me how long I take, and that's kind of the beauty of Minecraft. It doesn't really pressure you to get in. Like there's no pressing need to go to play it faster, to get anywhere with it, right? So just having more content available doesn't mean that you actually have to go and experience all of that. I still haven't experienced, like I'm way behind as far as actually taking advantage of all the content out there. I'm way behind. I haven't experienced the deep dark. Like I haven't really spent much time in the deep dark. I understand it well enough. I've watched a lot of videos about how to navigate the deep dark, what you're supposed to do, but I'm just now getting around to like dipping my toes in it in some of my off-screen worlds. I haven't gotten into the caves. I've only had like one caving session in this world so far, so I haven't even explored caves yet very much. So far all I've been doing was just building. For the most part, that's all I've been doing. I went into the caves literally once so far, just to light up the cave that's right underneath the house. And the only reason I did that was because I was about to build a house on top of the cave, and so I needed to light it up first. So it was kind of like I had to clear that cave. So that's why I went in. If it wasn't for that, I would have taken even longer to get around to getting into the cave exploration. Like I normally don't do that until I'm ready to enchant, until I'm ready to go down to find diamonds. And I do like to go actually explore caves to find diamonds instead of just digging down, because I do think it's really interesting. It's very entertaining to explore caves in Minecraft. So, but I don't get around to it until I'm several hundreds of days into the game. So yeah, that's kind of my rebuttal of that point. Like I don't consider that a valid point, because there's no pressing need in modern Minecraft either. Like it's available to you, but you don't really need to go there. All right, next point. People like to talk about how the terrain. They really like the terrain of beta Minecraft. They think that modern Minecraft terrain strikes them as less impressive. They think that the old terrain was better, or it was just more. It was more interesting. It had really jagged features. It had a crazy. It was a crazy terrain. You had things floating in the air a lot more. You had weird shapes. and that's just not, whereas in modern Minecraft, it's kind of more dull. It's like more just rolling hills, and just not less impressive. So here's my contention with that. This is true to an extent. Like, it's just, there isn't. The thing is, in modern Minecraft, you can still find the older terrain style. It's in like the windswept biomes. You just have to look around for it. It's still out there. And I would dare say that the windswept biomes are more impressive in that regard. Like there's floating islands out there, big floating islands. There's very strange shapes, very odd shapes in the all around it. You just have to look for it. And there's more diverse. There's a greater variety of that kind of terrain generation. You can find, I'm sure you can find every feature that you could find in beta Minecraft. You can find all of that in modern Minecraft. It's just not everywhere. But the thing is, even in beta Minecraft, it wasn't everywhere. Like, you still had to kind of look around for those features. They weren't all over the place. Like, you still had to explore to find the more interesting features. I actually think that in modern Minecraft, they're more accessible. Like, it's easier to find those features than in beta. Well, I don't know. That's probably not true. It's probably not any easier to find them. Like, you still end up having to explore sometimes. Like, I would have to, nowhere around here do I have anywhere where I could show you guys some crazy terrain. Like, there is, like, what's crazy? Is this crazy terrain? Not really. It's not as crazy as it gets in beta. Like, this is just a mountain. It's not like a crazy mountain, So I could see that point, but I don't think that it's legitimate, because you can still find that in modern Minecraft. It's just not everywhere. It's not as common, I guess. Right? But there's also, I'm sure you could mod it, and I'm sure you could play with, if you really want, you could play with, what's it called? With, there's like the game mode in which it just makes the terrain all crazy. It makes the terrain makes things taller. I forget what it's called. It's like extreme terrain or something like that, where you can. Darn it! I don't remember what it's called. I'll mention it in the description what it's called. I'm sure you guys know. I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. You can use that option, and then in that case, and then you would see just giant hills everywhere, all over the place. So, yeah, I don't think that that's really a valid point either, because you can find all of those crazy features in modern Minecraft just as well. And there's just more diversity. There's a greater variety of different terrain in modern Minecraft than in beta Minecraft. So if anything, it's true in the other direction. Like, there's more interesting, there's a greater, there's crazier terrain. Because the build height is so increased in these windswept biomes. I would say that it's crazier. It's more wild than it is in beta Minecraft. So yeah, I think that point is not valid whatsoever. Now, what else do people say? I think that's basically it. Oh yeah, people say that modern Minecraft isn't as challenging as beta Minecraft used to be. Now I just consider this to be complete nonsense. Do you play on hard mode? Have you encountered Endermen in hard mode? I mean, I guess people say that it's easier once you have the totem. That you can just hold the totem all the time. Well, you could challenge yourself to not hold the totem. Play without totems. Don't get the totems. And by the way, the totems aren't easy to get. Unless you spoof it, unless you like cheese it, and do some kind of a setup where the villagers can't really get to you. And even then, the freaking evokers that spawn, those little fairies, whatever they're called, those are still, like, I'm not sure how you avoid that, because the evokers can always spawn those guys around you, even if you're like in an enclosed space where the rest of the villagers can't get to. I'm not really even sure how people like reliably and safely get the totems, but that's probably information out there. There's probably ways. But still, the point I'm trying to make is it's very challenging to get those totems. And before you get those totems, the game is very challenging. I mean, you can get the enchantments from loot. That's true. But even with enchantments, it's very challenging. You need 8 points of blast protection on your armor before you become completely. Before you can survive a point-blank creeper explosion. You're gonna still be in danger from point-blank creeper explosions. Up until that's a lot. 8 points of blast protection, and like, do you really want that, or do you want 8 points of blast protection, or if you take that route, well, then you can't have other protection on your arm. I mean, you can have regular protection. I guess you can still have 8 points available, some other kind of protection. Not if you're wearing an elytra though. So there's still restrictions. There's heavy restrictions, and it's still extremely freaking Enderman, man. I just died to an Enderman. With iron armor, without it's unenchanted, it takes 4 hits from an Enderman. They're a tough fight. Freaking pillagers. I died to pillagers multiple times now. At least twice now. I died to pillagers. Twice I died to an Enderman. That's on record, that I have footage of. This game is freaking hard to play. So if you want a greater challenge, freaking use the hard setting, the hard difficulty setting. And even play in hardcore mode. It's extremely challenging. Even if you do encounter villages, even if you do go out to get loot, it's still very challenging. So I do not think that's a valid point at all. And the combat, are you kidding? Like, people say that the older combat, it was more challenging because you couldn't run away. You couldn't just run away. Sure, I'll grant you that. It is kind of uniquely challenging in that regard. But the modern combat is still, like, just because you have to run to safety to heal up, unless you're going through golden apples, I guess. But because food isn't instantaneous. Like in beta Minecraft, food is instantaneous. You just eat it and immediately gain hearts. Although there's still like you're still limited to whatever food you have in your inventory, right? So there's still tremendous limitations. I'll grant you that. I kind of want more stone to fill this in with stone, because these blocks aren't going to become grassy. I'm gonna go over there and drop. I should just sleep now, just to make it safer, just to stay safe. Let's just go ahead and sleep. Then I need to drop off the dirt and well, basically just drop off the dirt over here. This is the chest I was meaning to be using for my dirt. Do I need more shovels yet? Not really. I don't need. Not yet. I'm okay. I'm okay for now. Let's go back to it. So yeah, I don't think that's a valid point. It's kind of different, the combat, and that kind of brings me to another point. The food, the way that the having to not being able to stack food makes it a really arbitrary and unsatisfying grind to cook your food in the furnaces, because it's you can burn up 8 items for every unit of coal. But if you can't stack your items, then you have to watch it and switch it out, and make sure to take the cooked food out of it and replace it with fresh food. I mean, I think what people do, people just end up having multiple furnaces, and then they go like from one furnace to the next, taking food out and replacing it with new food. But that's kind of a major drawback to beta Minecraft. Just that element, just having to only being limited to being able to cook one food at a time per furnace. I think that's just such an arbitrary and unsatisfying limitation. Like, it would be one thing if it was like a satisfying grind. Like, I mean, I chop trees down, and I find that very satisfying. I enjoy thoroughly the digging of the dirt. That's literally my favorite thing to do. So I'm not opposed to the grind, but I don't think that switching food out in furnaces, I don't think that counts. That's not the same. That's not, like, it's just, you're having to just look at things. You're having to watch your food get burnt in the furnace. That's not a grind. That's just it's just time consuming. It just takes more time. You're not actually doing anything. You're going in between from one furnace to another furnace. You're standing in the same spot. So I don't. So that's a major drawback for me for beta Minecraft. But there's tons of bugs. You have to end up using mods to get rid of the bugs in beta Minecraft for it to make it playable, to make it acceptable, to make it because like the boats, the freaking boats are so sensitive. Your boats break all the time whenever from running into, like, you can't just dock a boat next to some terrain, it'll break. And it's not gonna, like, it doesn't like break down into a boat, it just breaks into planks. So that was really frustrating to me. And there's fixes around that. Like, there's mods now that fix those problems. The other thing, I remember wooden fence posts. Wooden fence posts, you couldn't break them down with an axe. You had to manually break them down by hand, or like by any tool, by some other tool. Or I think with a sword, was it the case that with a sword it was slightly faster or something like that? So yeah, that was also just a completely arbitrary limitation that you have to add a mod now to fix that, to get around that. So there's many issues with beta Minecraft, and the advantage, I don't think the points are very legitimate. And what else? So that's basically all. I mean, people mentioned community, that the beta Minecraft community they find to be more, I don't know, wholesome or something like that. I'm not seeing it, guys. I'm not seeing. I think it's there's just as much, you know, toxic positivity, and just as much wokeness coddling in that space, where you're not allowed to express yourself. You can't say anything politically incorrect. There's just as much of that. There's just as many non-binary furries playing beta Minecraft as regular Minecraft. I'm afraid to interact with the Minecraft community for this reason, because there's so many non-binary furries playing Minecraft, and I'm just afraid that if I say something about Donald Trump, then they're gonna come after my channel and dislike my videos. So I just don't talk to them. I try to avoid I mean, I'd be very happy to talk about these things with actual beta Minecraft players, but I'm afraid to reach out to them about that, because what generally happens is they don't really respond to me when I try. If I say something contrary, and if I voice a disagreement with their reasoning, they're just not gonna respond to that. They don't like most YouTubers. They don't really want to talk to their viewers very much. They'll do it just to make it look, to preserve the appearance that they do like to interact with their commentators. But they don't talk to everybody. They avoid anybody that's saying anything that opposes what they said, that makes some kind of that voices a point of disagreement. They just avoid engaging with me. So that's why I'm trying to talk about this on my platform, so that if anybody is interested in talking about this with me, please, you're very welcome to. I would love to hear from you, and I would definitely respond to you and talk to you about that. But I don't feel like I can actually do that on other people's channels. People are just gonna feel like I'm trolling them or something, or like I'm great. Like, it's not I never leave dislikes. I do not leave dislikes. I think that's something that passive-aggressive woke people do. I do not do that. I will like your video even if I disagree with it, and I'll leave you a like if I do actually make a disagreeable comment. I'll still leave you a like for that video. So don't ever get the impression that I don't appreciate your content. That is never the case. I do appreciate all of the content that I interact with. If I watched it, and if I care enough to leave a comment for you, I will also have left a like on your video as well. I guess I can continue doing this for another. I think I basically covered everything, and we're kind of reaching the point of like this video is basically as long as it needs to be now, and I'm still not done digging. I thought that there wasn't this much digging. I thought that I would basically just fill up one episode. I only had enough dirt for one episode, but I guess not. I have more dirt. left for me for future episode. I can continue digging in the next episode. Because I basically covered all of the points that I was going to make. I guess I was also going to talk about some of the problems that I had with beta Minecraft. I think I already mentioned that, though. Water sources, the water source blocks were really frustrating. Where, like in modern Minecraft, if you can use a bucket to pick up a block of water anywhere, and it just fills up. As long as there's a block of water underneath it, it will refill. So the new water source blocks get created. It's much more convenient. It used to be that it wasn't like if there was water underneath the water source block that you're picking up with the bucket, well, that wasn't sufficient. Like, it had to be a solid block underneath it for it to be reformed for a new water source block to form, and that was remarkably frustrating to me. I really didn't like that, because basically you ended up having to do crazy things like put up a pillar underneath the source block. If you messed it up, if you accidentally like took some water out from like the top, skimmed it off the top, well, now you have to build a freaking pillar from the very bottom to get that source block to regenerate. That was really frustrating to me. But I guess there's mods for that. There's ways to get around that. And I can't live without upside down stairs. That's another reason I can't play in beta Minecraft, because I utilize upside down stairs constantly. I can't live without that. I need my upside down stairs. So once again, I would have to add a mod. There's probably a mod for that, but I would have to add a mod to beta Minecraft just for the upside down stairs. Oh, and waterlogged. The stairs weren't waterlogged. You didn't have waterlogged stairs. You didn't have waterlogged slabs. You didn't have waterlogged fences. All of those blocks, well, they would just leave this very odd looking, block, cubic air gap in the water. If you were to try to place a fence, like to hold a let's say you were building a bridge or something, or building a platform, like a dock. If you were building a dock and you wanted to place a fence post underneath the dock to like sort of hold it up, well, you're going to end up with air gaps around that fence post in beta Minecraft. So that's another thing that I would have to fix with some mods or something if I was to go back to beta Minecraft to try it out. But also, there's just so many improvements in modern Minecraft that make it so great. I mean, just the build height alone is such a major improvement. And the terrain generation, I'm sorry, guys, I do not see how beta Minecraft terrain was in any way superior to modern Minecraft. The modern Minecraft terrain generation is fantastic. How do you not like it? I don't believe you that you don't like the new terrain. The caves in this, have you seen the freaking caves now? They're so much better than beta Minecraft caves. So much better. It's just, there's no comparison. The 1.18 and on, the way the caves generate now, it's amazing what they did with the caves. Absolutely amazing. Phenomenal job. That Minecraft, I'm so happy with it. So no, I could never go back from that now. It used to be that caves were pretty bland. It was just noodle caves, and that was it. And so every now and then you'd encounter like a big, a larger cave, and you had to look around for that. That was a rare, it was rare to encounter that. We had like many intersections of caves. You had to come across something like that, and then and then there were ravines. They eventually introduced ravines, and then that was like the coolest thing you could encounter underground. An intersection of a bunch of ravines. That was cool, but nothing. I mean, it's nowhere close to how awesome, how amazing the new terrain generation is. All right, I think that's it. I'm all prepared for the next episode. I guess I can make another shovel. I'm all set for the next episode. I'm just gonna continue digging dirt. I'll come up with another topic. I'll see. I'm not sure what's next. I haven't really thought. I anticipated that I was going to fill up. I was going to be able to. I only had enough dirt to dig for this one conversation. I guess I have a little bit more dirt to dig, and I can do this for another episode. But I covered all of the points that I wanted to make about beta Minecraft. I kind of want to see if I can find an Enderman for a rematch. Kind of want an Enderman rematch. because I want to prove to myself that I can do it. But I also I kind of want to practice that off screen just to get better at it. It's really frustrating to me to discover how bad I am at fighting Endermen. Because I already practiced that. I did that. Oh, wow, I'm really low on food. I already did that a bunch of times. Like, I thought I was good enough at it now. But no, I died. Died a third time to an Enderman. Shame. Very shameful. Alright, I need to bring this episode to a close. I said everything I wanted to say. Alright, well, I hope that you guys could appreciate my reasoning, my thinking about this, and maybe you guys found this interesting to watch. Once again, I think that there's good reasons to play beta Minecraft, don't get me wrong. The nostalgia factor, I do not, like, from actually having played, I think most of the people that play beta Minecraft, they're not playing it for the nostalgia, because they're new players. They're mostly not old players that used to play the game back then. Old players that used to play that game back then, they remember how awful it was back then. They don't want to go back to that. I mean, there are some. Like, I do actually personally know a guy that has come back to playing beta Minecraft that's for nostalgia reasons, because he used to play it back then. But I don't think that's most. I think that's very few people that are like that. And even then, like, I think that you're gonna get burnt out on that nostalgia. You're not going to, like, I can't imagine people just playing in beta Minecraft for years upon years, indefinitely, like having, you know, forever worlds in Minecraft. I'm not sure if that's the thing. I don't believe it. I mean, I've seen it. I guess there are channels out there. I've seen videos in which people show off very well-developed beta worlds. So I guess that's a thing. It is a thing. People do it. I still think they're gonna burn out eventually and go back to regular modern Minecraft. I don't believe that it's sustainable. And I think it's a dying trend. I think it's a trend. It's just a YouTube trend, and I think it's gonna die off in the long run. I don't think it's gonna sustain. That's just my thought. I just wanted to get this out. I mean, mainly I wanted to explain why I don't like beta Minecraft, why I don't want to ever go back to beta Minecraft, and why I thoroughly enjoy modern Minecraft. Oh yeah, one more. People also talk about how the updates change the terrain. How, like, when you update the game, the new chunks that generate, sometimes you end up with, like, crazy chunk barriers. That's no longer the case. That used to be the case, like, before Microsoft took over. Before, like, it used to be the case where, like, the updates would screw up the terrain at the edges, and people were saying, well, you know, they don't like, if they want to play a world forever and they don't want to encounter that. That was a fair point up until fairly recently. Nowadays, that's not the case, because the terrain just transitions very smoothly. And there's parity now, update parity, and I really appreciate that they did that, because that was one of my concerns too. But that's no longer the case now. It's like, if you just explore further, it'll very smoothly transition into terrain, newly generated terrain, even if it's like a different biome now. Anyways, that really concludes everything. That's all that I had on my sheet of paper to talk about this. I said everything I wanted to say. So that's it for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you, I don't know if you watched this right after watching the previous episode in which I freaking died to an Enderman. I did. Oh wow, look at that. My milestone tree has grown. Sweet. I'm going to have to dedicate this tree. This is big enough. I think this is big enough. Yeah, that's big enough. I like it. That's pretty big. That's plenty big enough. All right, I finally have a milestone tree. All right, well, that's going to have to wait till next episode, because I need to end the episode. That was it. This was my comprehensive, not beta 1.73 episode. And I already talked about this in the old mundane world, so I already had an episode talking about that. I just wanted to rehash this topic because I had more to add to it. And I got to revisit all of the topics now from the previous worlds, because I'm never returning to them anymore. So that's just, I guess we're just getting started on that. I figured it was a good time to do that now while I'm talking about, you know, reasons why I played this version of Minecraft in particular, why I like modern Minecraft better than all other games out there, and why this is the game in which I just want to play forever in. All right, I said everything I wanted to say. Thank you guys very much for bearing with me. Let me know what you guys think. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, especially if you're a beta Minecraft player and you have beef with things I said. I would love to hear from you, please. You are very welcome here. I don't mean to offend you. All right, that's it. That's all. That's all. Thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Shadowlay, my fellows. Shadowlay. Beautiful train horns. All right.